bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hi everyone, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Alexis Cairo, and our guest today is Judy Zone, who is the Executive Director and Founder of Youthlinc. Welcome, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the purpose of Youthlinc is to create lifetime humanitarians, you said, but there's a very interesting story about how it came about. You're the founder. Came about after you and your daughter took a trip to Kenya. Yeah. Tell me about it briefly, about how it got started.
It's an interesting story. You know, my daughter was a very service-minded young person. And in high school, she and her friends thought it was great fun every Sunday morning at 4 a.m. to feed the homeless under the viaduct.
Wow.
And they did that for 2 years. And so with that huge amount of local service experience, my daughter just, you know, I had spent a lot of my life being a single mom. And when she graduated from college, she knew she got a tiny bit of money. And as every parent would be incredibly surprised of a teenager, I asked her what she wanted to do with that money, and she said she wanted to take a trip with me, which was very flattering.
I guess.
And then she followed that up with another shocker that she'd like to go to Kenya on safari, which she had never mentioned. We were fortunate enough, because we didn't have enough money, to go with a safari company where we spent as much time in villages as we did viewing animals. And so because Kenyans speak English, it was very easy for myself and my daughter to grasp their culture and their situation and to see the huge poverty that exists in the third world. It was a first-time experience for both of us. And given the fact that my daughter was so service-minded, and I was a high school teacher at the time, it just stirred a lot of, you know, thoughts in my mind about how there could be a connection between local and international service in a way where students felt connected, where they felt that they were making a difference, making relationships, and, you know, really contributing both locally and globally. And that's how Youthlinc was conceived. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And and again, to create lifetime humanitarians, you have a Youth Humanitarian Award. Is that right? What's coming up?
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about how Youthlinc really, you know, is a natural flow from that, because the Youthlinc organization provides both an intense local and intense international service experience for young people. And so over the years, this is our 13th year in existence, you know, we noticed so many amazing quality young humanitarians who would come out of our organization. And we felt about 6 years ago that it would just be awesome if we could recognize them in some way, but not just limit it to Youthlinc students, because there are so many young people in our communities in Utah who give back and just excel at giving back, and they just lead lives of very, you know, quiet and hidden service to others. And so we have been fortunate that the George S. and Dolores Story Eccles Foundation for many years now has supported the state's largest service scholarship. It's a $5,000 college scholarship. The applications become available in January. The deadline will be sometime in March. If you go on the website, you'll be able to see that deadline. And this is open to all secondary and college students in the state who you know, have an amazing service ethic. And I would just say, if there are parents or teachers or service club advisors, volunteer center directors, service agency executive directors who are watching, who know of a young person, a secondary or college student, who just is an amazing individual, to encourage them to apply, because what we find is every year our finalists, and there's a $5,000 finalist, and there are three $1,000 runner-up awards. We find that those individuals who we get between 60 and 90 applications a year, those finalists generally say that the reason they applied is because someone really pushed them, because these are extremely altruistic individuals.
Right, so they're not seeking recognition for themselves.
They're not seeking, they can't even imagine that they would be qualified for this award.
So they can go online and they can find the applications there. And again, really, if they become humanitarians as young people, the assumption is that will carry through their whole life, right?
Well, it is, because I think when you're young and you have an intense local and international experience, that does make an impact on you.
Great. Judy, thank you so much. Fabulous program. Great to hear about it.
Great.
Thanks. Our guest today has been Judy Zone, who is the Executive Director and Founder of Youthlinc. I'm Alexis Cairo, and this is Comcast Newsmakers.